I'm live. Hello, everyone. Just doing a bit of mail today. Hey, Charles and Ciara, how you going? I'm just doing a bit of mail. So I'm doing your mail first, and as you won the gold the other day. Congratulations. Have you guys got a sticker from me yet? Tough one in anyway. This is the worst part of my live streaming. I've got to go through and do all the mail. Let's look that one up. Hey, Arnie, how you going, mate? Hey, Silver Street. Hey, Dragon King, how you going? Just going through doing some of my mail. And I thought I'd do Charles and Ciara's get their one out first. Got to check their address. Hey, coin hunting couple. Congratulations on getting, hey, Crispy, congratulations on getting your ads. I watched your first ads today. Crispy, welcome, mate. I'm truly trying to fall asleep, but wanted to smash the like button. Oh, thanks, Silver Street. I just thought I'd get in and do some mail while I was waiting. Just have to write a post-it note for the captain. So what's been going on in the world today? This is how I do me mailing. I've got a little file thing here with each person's name on it, and I just go through and pull out all the envelopes for the couples and families and stuff like that. Like then I do Tassie. There's Tassies, Bimbies, Tassie, Tassie, Tassie. That's a lot of sodium. That's a lot of sodium. Hey, Lincoln. After the live stream the other day, I got a message from That's a Lot of Sodium, and he posted a video saying that I missed his comment and I was very unfair pretty much to him. Even though he still won 2 prizes on my channel, he still posted a video of me. So that was a bit of a shocker. It's hard to please everybody. Even though we went back through and we checked his comment and that, and he was wrong, but anyway, that's another story. So that's a lot of sodium. Hey, David Carlisle, how you going, mate? Hey, Corey Ball, you're new here, mate. Well, welcome to the Pirate Crew. Just getting all my mailing ready to go out from the last couple of live streams. I'll get everyone's stuff right. It's amazing how much work goes into just doing the postage. Here's a couple for David Carlisle. Just checking that I haven't got anyone mixed up. There's a few there for Cajun I've got to sort out. Okay, so David Carlisle, I'll get your little package sorted out for you. Yeah, Arnie, go for it, mate. So there's David Carlisle's package. Whoa, Tassie Events is one big one this time. I do mukbangs, by the way, looking to meet new people. Cool, mate. I'll have to check that out later. Lots of cool channels in here. I'm quite a diverse channel. I don't just put myself into one category. I try and do a whole lot of different things. So, and meet different people too. There's a whole big world out there for us to meet. Still breathing. How about you? Yeah, I know that feeling. It's been pretty crazy lately. Might get Cajun's ones ready. I've got a couple here. The new SBD competition's really heating up. The 1909 SBDV competition. We'll probably I'm uploading my official comment video on it now, so make sure you get your official comment in. You've got to watch the video for the official comment words. So there's a little tip for you guys. Big bang, little bang. This is my shout out to EVT Hobbies. Oh, cool. Check it out, everybody. I'll have to check it out too. I've got to try and get a shout out video done for Norms, John in England. He's got a big competition going at the moment. Hayden's could have a sticker. Big bang, little bang. Anyone been having an exciting day, or has it been pretty ordinary for everyone? I just spent an hour on the phone trying to get my internet back on my phone. Hey, Skull Crusher Silver, how you going, mate? So I spent an hour on my phone talking to these people, and it went back and forth to get the internet connected to my phone. And in the end, they couldn't do it for me. I had to go into the shop. So I wasn't real impressed. Seeing as the shop had told me, oh, just bring them up. It'll only take you 5 minutes on the phone. But it didn't. It took a lot longer than 5 minutes. Ozzy! sent out your coins this morning, Aussie, and your earrings that you won, mate. So I sent them out for you this morning. I'm just doing everyone else's mail now, so I sent out those crowns for you. Hope you love them, brother. What else have I got to do here? Budget coin hunter. Oh, that's a nice heavy one. Yeah, you'll love them, mate. They're pretty cool coins. I'm counting down the time till I get another slab of these, another 10. I took one out of the slab for Uncle Al, so I've got Uncle Al's crown ready to go. I've just got to post that off to him. One more budget. Yeah, you'll love it, Aussie. They're pretty cool coins. Hey, Irene, how you going? Arlene Verdedia. That necklace I got from you fits my daughter perfectly. Oh, so you got your gold? Awesome, mate. That's good to know. I was worried that it got to you in the postage. So it's the budget. Zombiath and Lost Leg Hacker. How you going, mate? Joester's Cards and Coins. Hello. Just doing all my mail for everyone that's won in the last couple of weeks. And this one's for Kerry Kellogg. Oh, cool. Well, we'll do Skull Crusher. We'll do, mate. I paid the extra on that parcel so that you got to sign it. So I wanted to make sure that you got it. Zombathin. All right. Zombathin, Lost Leg Hacker. Welcome, mate. D. Reese from Jacob Gonzalez. I'm pretty sure young Jacob gave D. Reese some of his sapphires that he won. Very nice thing to do. Young fella to give away like that. Hey, Michael Kittle. I'm just uploading my official video for the competition. Been an incredible reaction to the competition. Everyone seems to want the 1909 SVDB, and I think I finally learnt how to say it. I kept calling it SDVB before, or SVD. Can't remember. Hey, Rita Doyle. Thanks, Nathan. I love Halloween. Halloween's my birthday. They all knew what I meant. Yeah, that's it. Surrender the booty. Yes, I put up the. I'm loading the official video now with the comment word, and we're going to be doing a couple of. We're going to be drawing it out of a hat, doing it on everyone who gets the right entry code word in the entry goes in like a raffle ticket will go into a hat. So I'm probably going to have to buy a few more raffle tickets, a few more books. Every time I surrender the booty. I remember when I was younger, we did a play on bush rangers, and we had to dress up as Ned Kelly and other famous Australian bush rangers. And one of the lines was your money or your life. And because we were we had like Ned Kelly helmets on, when we were saying it, it sounded like your money or your wife. And everyone in the crowd was laughing at us saying, take my wife, leave my money. So it sort of turned into like a comedy routine that wasn't even meant to be. No one wanted to give up their money, but yeah. Hey, Tassie, you just filling up your little envelope, Tassie, getting everyone's mail sorted out. Got the tab on that one. We'll do this. Oh, nice Gold Crusher. I've always wanted to get into doing pouring and all that sort of stuff. And, one good thing is I've been saving these from the melting pot. So I can't believe someone would melt them down. They're so cool and they're melting them down. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. The old bush rangers were quite a funny lot. Once we found it buried. Take my wife, I'll trade her. Yeah, everyone was laughing, Arnie. It was quite funny. And we all just went with it in the end. But the bushrangers themselves, they were quite a diverse bunch, like Captain Moonlight, and they all tried to come up with all these interesting, funny names. I don't know why they did that, because it just made them more like hunted, like people wanted to find them more. They should have been more wary about what they were doing, but funny how people want to be famous. And there's a lot of stories. Like I'm in the edge of bush ranger country here, and then when you go further inland, that's where the bush rangering all went on, up in the hills. And there's a lot of stories and legends about the bush rangers and those that got. A lot of them stole a lot of gold, and I'm talking a lot of gold from the prospectors on the wagons and all that, taking the gold to the cities. A lot of gold got stolen, and when they'd catch them, they'd hang them. And 9 out of 10 times, their gold was never recovered. So there's a lot of gold and a lot of bushranger booty hidden out there, just waiting to be found. I always heard my uncle telling me stories about it, because he lives up in the snowy mountains where the bushrangering went on, and he always told me stories about it as a kid. And the things that went on in the mountains, there was like one guy didn't want to go off to war, so he went up and hid out up in the mountains, and they kept going to his farm trying to find him. And every time the police would show up, he'd run away off into the hills and hide, and he'd wait up in the hills until his mum had put out certain things on the line, like certain sheets on the line. Then he'd know it was safe to come home. If it was in a certain pattern, he'd know he'd come home. So and then they found another one in Mittagong recently, in the town I used to live in. They found an old house with a room built underneath it for a guy to live in, and he hid out in there during the war, so he didn't get conscripted for the war. It's still like you can read the newspapers in there, like the newspapers went from the start of the war right up to the end of the war, and then they stopped, and then the room was just left completely like that, boarded up at the top, and everyone went on. It was really cool to find this old room in under there. Seen that years and years ago. I wish I'd had like a video camera back then. I would have done like a video on it. Yeah, we don't have very many pirate stories in Australia. There's a lot of shipwrecks off the coast with treasure in it, but for the most part, the bush rangers is the big thing in Australia. They stole a lot of loot off everyone. Nice, Aussie. You found some, did you? Only finding 2019 5 cents. Wow, your bank must be giving you all new coins, Tassie. Oh, Dragonkin, yeah, a lot of white pointers off the west coast of Australia. See, all the trade ships used to come along, and then they'd turn up and sail up through Indonesia up into China. And what happens is if they miss the turn, bang, they'd smash into the coastline. So a lot of ships went down, and there was an island where a ship went down on, and they had a full battle on the island, like one side against another, and they full went to war, and people got into a boat and sailed off into a little rowboat to try and go and get help. And yeah, they even made little little fortresses on their island. There was like two islands, and they were fighting against each other, I think, and they'd raid each other to try and get supplies. And so they'd build their little stone fortresses to try and fight off the other side. Hey, beautiful. How you going? 45,000. A cupboard full. Wow, Aussie. No, Tassie. Lord of the Flies. Yeah, well, it pretty much was like Lord of the Flies. There was a lot of I don't know the full story, but it was a big incident. It's pretty famous in Australian history. It is a strong cupboard. Yeah, it would have been a crazy scenario to have lived through. Like, it's pretty barren out those little islands off Western Australia. They're like little desert islands. They're pretty harsh. Not much to live on there. But I wonder how much because they used to load it up their boats with silver and that sort of thing, and then they'd come across and go up into Indonesia and trade it for the spices. So a lot of ships ended up sinking off there, and they have found like big piles of silver in amongst the coral and that sort of thing. So when the divers go down, they just see all these piles of silver coins everywhere. Everything else is gone, but the silver coins are still there. $120 kilograms. Well, you're going to make those 5 cents bread just on your own there, mate. Hurricane Doreen, yeah, that was a big one. We had 100-kilometre winds blow through here recently, and they took trees down everywhere. I'm talking big branches like this would snap off the trees and go flying. So people just stayed inside. They didn't go outside for a few days. It was too dangerous. No, I didn't. I tell you what, all this envelope licking and all that sort of thing is terrible. The first time I did it, I went to the post office, and she gave me all these stamps to lick, and I had to lick like 30-something stamps. And by the time I walked out of there, I couldn't talk. And next time I went in, she goes, "Oh, here's your stamps." And I said, "Oh, can't you print them out for me?" I said, "Please, no more licking them stamps."
I licked the wiki,
Yeah, you helped me out. I had to get the girls to help me lick all the stamps. It was horrible, wasn't it? You live on a beach in front of South Carolina. Oh, wow. That's where it ripped through too, didn't it? See, we don't get hurricanes here like that. We get what's called an East Coast low, where the low sits off the coast, and we get massive quantities of rain, and heavy winds, but we don't get the cyclone stuff come in, but we get big flooding from it. And yeah, the flooding does a lot of damage. Like there was one town up in the mountains not far from here, and there's a valley that runs through the towns, and it's about I don't know, about 60, 70 metres deep, this valley, and about 20 metres across. And a group of tree loppers had gone along and chopped all these trees down in the riverbed, and they didn't clean them up and didn't take them out of there. They just chopped them all down all the way up the river. So when the flood come through, it picked up all these big trees and washed them down into this big valley, blocked the valley up with all these trees, and then the flood water went up and over and into the town and washed through the town and just took out the whole town. Just took out the whole town. And it was funny to see them out there the next day. They were in there trying to clean up that the evidence of what they'd done, and they tried to claim it was an act of God, and they didn't pay out their insurance, so people had to sue the tree company, and the tree company went broke and disappeared and all this sort of stuff, so no one got paid. Everyone's houses was destroyed, and it was a big disaster. Just looking for treasure. I'm probably going to do a live stream later on tonight for the Picking a Pirate Champion to get extra draws into the hat. So if you're interested in stacking the odds in your favour. I'll tell you what, there's a lot of really good channels involved in the draw. SOS, I'm out of commission, need a new boat. Transmission crack, doesn't look good. Oh no! Oh mate. The boat's an essential up in Queensland, isn't it, Aussie? Oh bugger. My experiences with a boat have been pretty ordinary, I have to say. Hey, Gregory Lee. We've sunk a boat once, and yeah, that was not a lot of fun. We caught something out at the headland where the river went out into the ocean. We caught something there, and it was so big on my line, it turned our boat around and fully towed us straight back in up the river to the boat ramp, and then just stopped dead. And I couldn't pull it up on my line. There was nothing I could do, and it towed our boat the whole way in and just stopped. And I ended up having to cut it off, and that's where our boat sank. So whatever was strong enough to drag our whole boat into there, that's where we sunk our boat. And then we had to swim for the boat ramp. It wasn't much fun. Good thing I'm a lightweight. Don't worry, Aussie Richo has a nice silver ship. Yeah, you'd be able to take your ship out if you need to, Aussie. What's a pirate going to do without a ship, Aussie? Oh, here's Uncle Al's tiara. I was joking around with him, and I said, "What size is your crown, princess?" And he wrote back a message, "Size 8 tiara." So I'm sending him that with size 8 tiara written on it. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, Gregory. It's had a busy day at work yesterday. It was pretty hard in amongst all these. It was hooking up a set of flats to the drains, doing the drains for them. and I had to operate the machinery, and I had trenches underneath me everywhere already from existing services and that I couldn't touch. And then I had to dig my trenches around between two buildings on a slope with trees all around that the bloke was screaming at me not to touch. And that was a hairy day. And then I had to get in and lay all the drains, and I was pretty happy when I got it done and I hadn't touched the buildings and I hadn't ripped the trees to bits. And it can be pretty stressful, my job. Oh, that would have been lucky, Ozzy. I've got a story on you for that. When I was younger, I think I was about 4, maybe 4. We used to have a driveway like that went down and then into a garage. And there was the Kingswood was parked in the driveway. There was another Holden, classic old Holden in the shed, and then Dad's truck was parked up above the Kingswood. And I got into the truck and released the handbrake, and the truck ran down the hill, hit the Kingswood. Kingswood ran through, hit the garage. The garage door punched the Holden in the shed into the wall, and off the wall, a clock with big spikes on it came down and went into the ground. And amazingly, there was no damage done. It was just a few tiny little scratches. So I was very lucky. It could have been an absolute disaster. But somehow I got spared with my luck. Yeah, not the Kingswood. Yes, Tassie, I smashed the truck into the Kingswood. Dad was very upset with me. Yeah, if I'd destroyed the Kingswood, I would have been in big trouble. Do you ever remember the old show Kingswood Country Tassie? Hey, meat man, how you going, mate? Just doing everyone's mail. Just got a few letters set out for everyone. You should see. These are all the letters I've got ready to go out so far. I've just got to put their addresses and all that stuff on them. So this takes so much time. Yeah, Ted Bullpit. Yeah, you're not wrong, Ozzy. I've had that many close calls. I think the closest call in my life was my dad was operating an excavator, and there was a power line up here, and he pulled the machine back and cut the power line in half, and it's gone off like Chinese firecrackers. And the power line's coming down straight at my head like this, and I've just moved my head, and it burnt my neck on the way through. I had a real big bad 3rd-degree burn on my neck, and I was so scared when that happened. I was terrified. Like, I've never seen anything like it with all them bangs and going off and that. And it took a big chunk of steel out of the excavator. Like, it took a chunk of steel out of the arm of the excavator like that. And the lady inside, she came out and she goes, "Oh, wow, I saw everything that happened." And she had a glass of scotch in her hand, and she goes, "You must need this." And my dad walked over, grabbed the scotch and drank the scotch on me and said, "Oh, I needed that." And the lady goes, "That was for your son, not you." Yeah, so that was my closest of close calls. Smart dog. Yeah, Lucky or very unlucky, mate. I've had a few close ones. Saved a few people too in my time, which has been interesting. I had to save a bloke in a cave once. He got stuck in the cave, and the teacher was screaming to me that I had to get him out before he swelled up. And only just got him out, and then pull people out of water and all sorts of things over the time. Ooh, there's a couple here for Victoria Roman Carter. A little tip for you, everyone. If you're doing a lot of giveaways, don't use envelopes like these that don't have the stick down on them, because you've got to tape them all up, and that takes ages. So you want the little yellow ones with the sticky part on it. I learnt my lesson the hard way. I bought I think it was 200 of those envelopes, and they came in with no sticky bit on them, so I had to tape them all up. It's a nightmare. And the piece of machine tooling on the inside of head something if I hadn't moved, but geez, thought I'd cracked my skull. Wow, I had I was working for this really dangerous developer once, and he was driving a big 20-ton excavator, and he swung the arm of the machine around and cracked me in the head, sent me flying, and everyone thought I was dead. I got up, I wasn't very impressed. Like, I was working on the side, everything right. I had my vest on. Lucky I had my helmet on. Like, it destroyed my helmet, cracked the helmet straight through. Most insane save was when I saved a guy from walking the chopper rotor as approaching from high ground. Wow, that would have been a mess. Wow. Yeah, you never know when your time's up. You got to keep your wits about you all the time. Got to figure out Stephen Kenyon too. All right, that's just getting everything into envelopes, and now I'm going to have to go through and get everyone's addresses on there and put my return address on there. Ooh, I got a PO box too now, so my PO box is listed in my about page if anyone wants to do a sticker trade or anything like that with me. Love the change in channels. Oh, cool. Someone just commented. Oh, it did, Rita. It really did. Chopper landing at your little feet. Wow. Yeah, I seen I was working at another site. We're running a really big pipeline down the side of the river, and we were operating 30-ton excavators, and we had big rollers, 5-ton rollers and things like that. And we got a brand new 30-ton excavator in, and the boss's son was in it. And he swung the arm around, and the roller had been parked there all day. And we're working away, digging away, and he comes close to this roller and he swings his arm around and hits the 5-ton roller with the 30-ton excavator and sends the roller down the hill like he played golf with it. This bloke was a disaster area. Another time he came in with a brand new truck and he tipped it like that, and he was on an angle, so the truck went and ripped in half. So they got him a new truck, and then he drove into the lunchroom. When we were eating lunch, he came into the lunchroom. Lucky he came in through the doorway, and we were all down the other end of the table, and he parked the truck bang straight into the lunchroom. It was a disaster for this guy. They were terrible people. They used to get these young workers and make them do really bad, dangerous things like working down in pits with petrol pumps and things like that. I remember having to go down into a pit and drag these blokes out of the pit because they were all dying in the pit. I grabbed the mask, chucked the mask on, and went down in and grabbed them out. That was bad. They were all spewing and choking and passing out. And another time I remember they had these big, massive lengths of pipe, and they were huge, big plastic pipes. I think they were 15-metre lengths, and they tied them to the side of a big backhoe, and they were sticking on the side of this big backhoe, sticking right out the front and right out the back, and they were making these young kids drive down the road and into the other part of the block. Instead of doing it the right way, loading them onto a truck and doing it properly, they did it shortcut. And they got the young guy fined. He got done by the police, and he got fined for no license to operate the vehicle, dangerous load, dangerous. This ended up costing the young kid $2,000, and they wouldn't pay for his fines. Felt real bad for that young fella. Yeah, shortcuts cost lives, isn't that? Sure. When I was on active service overseas in Iraq, I got attacked with a machete, and it took the left side of my head off, and I've had 116 stitches. Wow, Greg. Yeah, head injuries are bad, eh? They mess you up pretty bad. Wow. Thank you for your service to your nation, Greg. We appreciate that, mate. I'm sorry to hear you got hurt in duty. I bet you did, mate. I had a branch fall on my head once that knocked me out in the bush. That took the wind out of me. I don't know how to do that, Aussie. I'll check my email, see if I can check it that way. What have you done, Aussie? Oh, you're a champion, Aussie. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that very much, mate. Appreciate that, brother. You'll love your coins, mate. You'll really like them. Yeah, Gregory, I've had a lot happen to me. Yeah, I've had some incidents I could tell you over the years. Australia's a pretty wild place. Oh, thanks, Aussie. Appreciate you, mate. And like I said, Aussie, I've got some more there for you if you need them. I always wanted to join the army, but they had that whole height weight ratio thing, and they just wouldn't allow it because I was so big for my height. I'm 6'2", but like well over 100 kilos. So they kept saying, no, you've got to get down to like 84 kilos. And I'd go on starvation diet, and I got as skinny as I could, and I was still 95 kilos, so I couldn't get in. I was very disappointed with that. Hey, Matt83, I've just been doing all my me mailing, working on all my mailing. These are all the packages I've got to send out from my live stream prizes. I was in debt in my early 20s, so no CAD military for me. That was 20 years ago. Oh, see, if you're in debt, you couldn't get into the army. Yeah, mate, they love all coin sets, Greg. They love all their coins. They've got their box in their room with all their special coins and all that in it. My mate drinks like a fish and don't recycle. Thank containers for change and drunkards. Ah, sweet Aussie. Yeah, everyone around here recycles, eh? And there was a guy the other day, and he was running around the street going through everyone's bins, getting their cans and bottles out. And he had the local council vest on, so no one questioned him about it. I appreciate that, Aussie. Means the world to us, mate. We do what we do to try and make everyone's day. Well, thanks for hanging out, everyone. I better go and get ready for dinner and everything. And I might catch us all another time pretty soon for our picking a pirate champion. We're going to do 3 live streams to get a few extra entries in if you need to. But the comment video should be up shortly where you leave your official comment. And don't forget the code word in your comment. All right, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with us, and I'll catch up with you all soon. Thank you, everyone. Oh, thanks, Dragonkin. Will do, Gregory. Thank you, mate. And, I'm going to ask this bloke on Wednesday if I can get some earlier coins for you, Gregory, for your books. Okay, so I haven't forgotten about you, Greg. Just got to worm my way in with this bloke, and then we can all benefit.
Bye.
Hello, golden egg. I'm just saying goodbye to everyone.
Bye.
You're welcome, Gregory.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.